Everyone. Eric Bryant here, and we finally came up with a name for this show, Common Sense Commentary. Should be pretty self-explanatory. Um, First video was a day late. We're new to the editing and making sure that we're getting the message across that we want to get across to the audience. But fortunately, able to do that. It was uploaded onto the YouTube channel um, a little earlier, and it's already racking up some views and got several likes. So I wanted to be able to follow it up with a much shorter video. The first video I realized had 47 minutes. While there's a lot of folks out in the YouTube stratosphere that have longer content videos and some shorter. I realize that I don't yet have the right to ask you to spend that much time with me. I want to be able to build a relationship. It's kind of like dating. We're going to date a little bit. You're going to see if you like me, and if you like me, I want you to be able to like and subscribe and be able to follow the content. Hopefully this is something that you find useful and informative. That's my goal. So I want to do a little bit shorter episode today, but I definitely wanted to follow up yesterday's. And one of the things I wanted to talk to you about was something that was kind of interesting that just came out in the news cycle within the last 24 hours, and it had to do with old Chuck Schumer there in New York. He's a character, and one of the things I thought was kind of funny, that he's established a tip line. That's right, a tip line where you're able to send messages, and from my understanding, what I've read and what I've digested so far, it basically has to do with they're encouraging whistleblowers uh, to message if they have any information regarding any kind of government waste or abuse or I guess misuse of any kind of powers, which is kind of funny in itself because to me it's almost like calling the fire department after the house is already burned to the ground. You're literally sitting there looking at ashes, and you're like, oh, maybe we should call the fire department. That's essentially, in my mind, what this is. Um, if Chuck Schumer and some of his fellow party members were this interested in speaking with whistleblowers and wanting to know what was going on in some of these agencies and some of these departments, how come we haven't done it in the last 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 years? Just now. And in my mind, it's all about optics. You see the president, and you see Elon Musk, uh, being able to find and outline a lot of this wasteful spending and misappropriation of funds. And I think Schumer's kind of like no man left behind. Let me establish this so I don't come under fire, so it looks like I'm doing something and I'm part of it too. But this was the same guy that was out yelling a few days ago outside with some activists about Elon Musk. So is this way to try? Is this his way to try to divert attention from what President Trump has Elon doing to Chuck Schumer and his party? I think exactly that because they don't want to look like they've been hanging on to the rails of a sinking ship. I think they're a little bit late to the dance here, um, and it's unfortunate. This wasteful spending and misappropriation of funds apparently has been going on for years, and it's sad to see. You have to have the president come in and bring in an outsider, essentially Elon Musk. And then once it starts making it out in the news cycle and the public's able to see, just like we're all seeing pretty much daily basis now, uh, then he's going to come to the party and say, oh, here, give us a call if you're a whistleblower. I'd love to hear what you've got to say. Well, you know what? I think everybody should message and say, yeah, I'd like to report fraud and abuse of power. Let's start with Joe Biden, the person that's told multiple lies to us, uh, person that's responsible for a lot of these things that have been scaled back. Um, so that would be one to report. Uh, you know, Chuck Schumer. I'm sure his hands are probably dirty. He's probably not been honest about several things. So it's very interesting that he took the initiative along with some of his fellow Democrats to set something up like that. Another thing, having to kind of loosely revolve around New York and not necessarily Chuck Schumer, is the state of New York, and let's talk about the state of California, are choosing to absolutely ignore the executive order from the sitting president in regards to giving medicines and helping kids with gender reassignment. So this is something that's bugged me for a long time, and I'm going to share it with you. My thoughts are like this, and it's okay if you disagree or your thoughts aren't similar. That's fine. We can agree to disagree, like I said in a previous video. But my thoughts are, children. I mean, I remember being a teenager. You're up and down. It's like waves in the ocean as far as your emotions and your attitude. Some go through this from like 12 to 16. Some are like 14 to 17. And it's out there again. Use Google. We talked about it yesterday in the video. Use Google. Do your own research. But you can see there's been some of these parents allowing their kids to have gender, changing medications and gender reassignment procedures done for kids as young as 8 and 9 in some instances. Granted, that's a small few. There's a lot that are 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Guys, when you're a kid, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, you really don't know what you want in life. You don't know who you are. Okay, so why are we letting these kids talk to their parents and tell them that they think that they're in the wrong body, or they're a boy and they're supposed to be a girl, or vice versa? Guys, it's ludicrous. It really is. Because parents in some of these states are allowing this for their kids, so they're really just as guilty. But these are adults, and they should know better. They should know, hey, this is a phase. Let's talk about it. Let's see, because this is something that changes you for the rest of your life. It's not like playing a video game or playing online where you have like the avatar thing like my daughter has on some of her games, and sometimes it has short hair, sometimes it has a different color dress on. This is real world, real life stuff. This is life altering. Once you start going down this path, it has consequences for the rest of your life. I propose, and I think most people would agree, you got to be 18 to vote. Okay? You got to be 21 in most states, most instances, to serving the armed forces, to be able to buy, in some states, tobacco and alcohol products. So pretty safe to say that somewhere between that 18 and 21 window, we should probably wait and find out, do we want to let our kids have any kind of operations? I'm all for everyone having their own choice about what they want to do, but a child at 12, 13, 14, 15 years old doesn't really have a clue about the world, doesn't have a clue what's out there, and they definitely don't need to be making decisions that young that's going to affect the rest of their life. Disappointed in New York and California, but no surprise there with some of the things that have come out of those states in the last couple of years. It's absolute nonsense though, that the executive order has been ignored and they want to carry on with this lunacy. Parents are making the decisions, but it shouldn't be that easy. I think that the doctors need to really let them know, hey, you realize your child's 13 years old. You realize this has life-changing consequences. You realize in 5, 6, 7, 8 years, your child might realize, hey, this is not something I want to do. And it's not reversible at that point. And there's going to be consequences and there's going to be side effects for the rest of their life. So this is what I have a problem with. If a child thinks at a young age that they're in the wrong body, I don't think anything needs to be done. I think they need to wait until they're at least 18 years old. I mean, shoot, I would even really push for 21. But 18, long-standing rule for that's when you're an adult. So I think we put it on ice, You feel this way at 13, get back at me in 5 years and tell me how you feel at 18. If you feel good at 18 that you're in the wrong body, guess what? I'll drive you myself and we'll take you and you can go start your procedure. But you shouldn't be making any kind of life-altering choices at such a young age, especially with the way the body works and hormones and peer pressure and your environment changing as far as the teen life and friends and folks that were friends aren't friends, vice versa. So let's talk about something else that's a hot button. The price of food hasn't gone down. I agree. I see a lot of folks out there posting, especially a lot of people out on the left. They're like, hey, all this other stuff's happening. What about food prices he promised? Okay, let's talk about that for a second. I remember when Joe Biden was in office, and he'd been in office for a month or two. I think a few of us were kind of questioning, hey, he said he was going to do this. When is this going to happen? And, especially on the left, they would absolutely jump on you and tear you apart like a wild animal on social media, telling you, oh, he's only been president for a month or two. You got to give the guy a break. He's running the world. He's got so much going on. So not only this week, but last week, a lot of folks on the left and a lot of folks that lean left have been saying, oh, well, what about food prices? This is a major thing. Well, guess what? Part of the problem with this situation is it was created by the last administration. Okay, I think if we didn't have to focus on the millions of illegal immigrants that have come across the border and the crime and chaos that some of them have caused throughout our country and our communities, could probably have gotten to that a little bit sooner. But I think I'm okay paying a little bit more right now for butter or hell, even for eggs. Because in my mind, I know things are from what I read, I know things are progressing that way. But, we've got a major cleanup over here on aisle 2, okay? And that's the immigration. All right. There's no point to fixing some of these issues yet if you're worried that you're going to be sitting at home eating your eggs and somebody's going to come in and rape, rob, or kill you. Okay, so I think having security for you and for your family is a little bit more important right now than the price of groceries. And especially given the fact that the man's only been in office like 3 weeks and a day. And, he's having to fight with all the judges who are trying to undo everything that he's trying to do to cut wasteful spending and get rid of fat in the government. So I think you need to give a guy a little bit of a break. We had to give your guy a break. We waited on him. Apparently we waited too long because a lot of good didn't come. And with that, yesterday's video, I talked about the $59 million that was sent to New York to cover the cost for housing illegal immigrants, since that's a sanctuary city. The good news is that's been recalled. And as you're seeing this, if you haven't already heard, the folks that were responsible for that have been terminated. I agree with this decision because this administration already made clear the plans, and no more funding for this, no more app when you come across that you can, here I am, what airplane can I get on for free, and what city can I go live in for free, where's my free health care. All that stuff is gone. Should have never happened in the first place. But I'm glad to see that $59 million is back. It's going to be used. It's going to be used somewhere else. And one other quick thing we'll talk about. And guys, remember, if you like yesterday's video and you like today's video and you like the content and the casual manner and the common sense commentary that I'm trying to provide here, please like and subscribe. It's important when you see the video, the little thumbs up thing down at the bottom. And then if you subscribe, anytime a new video hits, you'll be able to receive a notification on your phone, and you'll be able to watch it anytime. And by all means, if you like this, let your friends know, share it with your friends, share it on your Facebook, your Twitter, whatever you want to call it. But one of the things too is Trump caught a lot of flack for his visit to the Super Bowl and what it costs taxpayers, and to me doesn't make sense. I don't get what it's all about. We're saving money left and right. I want you to remember, just a short time ago, it seemed like every other week Joe Biden was going to Delaware, and there was actually a news report when he went to I believe it was somewhere in Delaware, or it could have been Rhode Island, for Thanksgiving. They had Secret Service there like 3-4 weeks in advance, making sure everything was going to be secure because he was going to be there for the Thanksgiving holiday. They had to put some extra security things and precautions around. And then also because of Secret Service and a lot of the government employees that had to be there because the president was there. I think it was something crazy like 400 turkeys that we had to have. So guys, that cost a lot of money. All those trips that he took to when he should have been, tightening up and wondering, hey, what's going on with Ukraine and Russia and immigration and inflation and all these other issues that we've had. He kept going to the beach. Seemed like every other week this guy was at the beach. Guys, this guy racked up all kinds of bills at taxpayer expense. This guy's been in office 3 weeks. Yes, he's gone down to Florida 2 times, but it's been productive. They've had a lot of staff, and they were working over the weekend, trying to outline the agenda, and I think trying to get these bills and things that they hope to pass in place that's going to help us. So if the guy wants to take a break and go to the Super Bowl and be the first sitting president there, and I'm okay with that because been saving money, been finding waste, and this guy hasn't been going back and forth to the beach like 50 times already on vacation, which cost taxpayers tons of money each time because there was security, there was food, there was fuel, there was the plane fuel, there was marine. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. So give the guy a break. Don't jump on him for one trip when your guy for the last 4 years took like this many trips. All right. So like I said yesterday, guys, if you're on social media, be kind and compassionate and understanding. Don't jump on somebody because your family, their family might see it. Put your best foot forward. Smile, be compassionate, be understanding. Agree to disagree. Act like a human. God bless you. And until next time, see you later.